those who have been held against their will. Those are the headlines. Our top focus: the Chinese Ministry of Commerce has stated that all license applications on rare earth export controls will be approved for civilians. The ministry has stated that controls do not equate to an export ban on rare earth. The US claims that China's rare earth export controls are a threat to global supply chains. US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer has stated that China's new export restrictions were a global supply chain power grab and the United States and its allies would not accept the restrictions. Meanwhile, US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent stated that the US administration is seeking to counter new economic measures from China by exerting more control over American companies in key strategic sectors. With us on the broadcast is Mr. Mark Sutherland, geopolitical commentator, joining us from London. Thank you once again for taking out the time and speaking to us on NewsX World. We're seeing this back and forth between the world's two largest economies who are now embroiled in yet another trade war. China has come out and stated that all license applications on rare earth export controls will be approved for civilians. It's also imposed port fees on American flagged vessels as well. The United States earlier slapped 100% tariffs over and above the 30% that already exist. Where do you see this sort of war heading? Trump has tried to justify this by stating that he's safeguarding the USA's national security interests.
Yeah, hi, good to be with you again. Well, if we step back, so the rare earth minerals, as you've just said, from what President Trump has said, they are important in regard to defense, whether you're looking at submarine technology, planes, and we can go on infinitum. That is, at the end of the day, that is what this is about. There has been, you mentioned Scott Bessent, yes, there's been negotiations in Switzerland. There was even, I believe, a meeting in London. This then is meant that America are looking at, hence recently, as we know, they've changed it from the Department of Defense to the Department of War. They have gone on the front foot. They are looking at this in regard to companies that produce the chips, the other important elements that are needed within the American defense weaponry. And that is what this is about. So if China turns around, because there's been all these whole tariff war, if they turn around and said, no, we're not going to release these minerals because they know where they're going. They are in competition. We've got to remember the discussion in regard to the Ukraine and America turning around and saying, well, we've been giving you this money. We then need to negotiate a mineral deal as well. That has also been out in the public discourse. Pierre, in my own humble opinion, at the end of the day, this is about they're ramping up. You've got China, their military hardware, what they've got there in regard to the minerals that America then needed. And now America are investing, the War Department is investing 2 companies for them to then step up and produce what America then technically needs for their military. Pierre.
Indeed, and we've been seeing this sort of escalation build up over a while back. Earlier, the United States too had taken certain action with regards to the semiconductor chips, NVIDIA to be very specific, and its supply in China. So are we seeing then the tariffs being wielded as a weapon by the United States to secure its own interests, as China has put it? Do you concur with this opinion?
Well, yes, because when you've got one company that within America is then using this it needs the rare earth to build the magnets that America then needs for its military technology, then that is what the concern is in regard to America, in regard to all the negotiations on this tariff and trade deals. And until we, as you rightly begin to ask those questions, until we drill down on it and then get behind the curtains, so to speak, we then think, oh, it's just about being able to, import furniture from this country to another. But no, it's actually, this is about the minerals and the rare earth minerals that are then needed. Also putting it in a context in regard to the Trump administration that has then looked back on the last 4 years of the Biden's administration, then looked back on the last 8 years of the Obama administration, where they're turning around, in their opinion, there has not been enough investment in the military in regard to America. So that is what in my own humble opinion, is going on behind the curtain. We have to drill down what other tools are being used in regard to this, in regard to these tariffs, and I believe that is what President Trump is using. Pia.
Indeed, sir, requesting you to stay on with us as we shift our focus to more updates coming in.